Kim is going to speak with us about digital marketing essentials. Kim McMahon is the president and CEO of McMahon Consulting, which is a full-service marketing firm, and she specializes in working with HPC and technology companies. She advises on marketing strategy and product strategic plans, and is an active blogger and has written multiple ebooks. She spent her career in HPC and the technology industry with SGI, Cray, NetApp, Brocade, and others, in a range of roles in sales, product management, and running business units and marketing. And she's worked with a broad range of customers and across industries, technologies, and services. She's helped companies launch their products to worldwide markets and has helped organizations outside the US enter the US market. And she's led $100 million scale business units. She also advises nonprofit organizations. And in her free time, she's a target customer for four-wheel drive and slip differential because she's based in Colorado and likes to ski and hike.
In that ski town, in that scary road. They're not that scary. Goodness, that is quite humbling. Did I write that, or did you write that, Sydney? I was just
By the way, it's best to get somebody else right your bio.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote all that, but yeah, wow, that's quite humbling. Thank you all for letting me entertain you here for a little bit. And to piggyback on what Shaheen said, you have your message, you have your product. Hopefully you have stopped your technologist from talking about how fast it goes or how big of the memory or how many terabytes, but that you're actually talking about your product in a way that your customers want to listen. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how you want to engage your audience now that we know how we want to talk about our product. And digital marketing to me is a little bit of I'm using that term more often now. I used to have, we have our solution product marketing, outbound communications, partner strategies. This little box here used to be awareness and demand gen. But right now, being digital, getting online, communicating your message on all these digital mediums, which I will define a little bit, is so important that we're not going to do a 10 to 15 page white paper and that is how we're going to market. We are going to be out there communicating our brand and communicating about ourselves out on the web, because that's actually where our customers are finding us. And our customers are finding us on Rich, who's not here, his publications, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that. You may have heard the term push marketing and pull marketing. Push marketing, remember all those, we used to get stuff in the mail, and we get these email campaigns saying download our white paper. That to me is a push marketing. But really where we have been going over the last couple of years, and it's even more evident right now, is what we call pull marketing, is that you need to be where people are going to find you. They're going to say, they're going to Google on some sort of keyword, and you need to be there when they Google on that keyword. Or they're going to be reading, I personally read the news feeds I get from HPC Wire and insideHPC and Scientific Computing, and they're going to see your name, and you need to be there, because your email is going to go out and they're not going to say, wow, great, I'm buying a supercomputer today because they sent me an email about their supercomputer. They're going to have a need at some point, and they're going to go out there and they're going to find who can fill that need and who they can trust to fill that need. And I have so many customers say, I need you to help me bring some customers in. Well, I don't go out there and find them. They find you when they're ready, and that's how you need to be presenting yourself. And please ask questions, because I'm a little nervous. Just ask questions if none of this makes sense. So digital marketing, you can Google it, and you're going to find a lot of different definitions. So I don't recommend that you Google it. I recommend that you talk to your trusted marketing person, or you talk to some of your other people about how digital marketing is how you're going to present yourself to the market. It's your brand. And make sure that you know what your brand is, how you want to be perceived, and that is evident in your social profiles all across the board, and I'll talk about that. So my brand, hopefully, is that I'm fun and nice and approachable, and you all want to buy me a glass of wine at the end of the day. Your brand is probably that, you have your technology, and you're focused, and you're very smart and an expert in your area of expertise. So just make sure that you know what that is, and that you end up reflecting that. because your digital marketing is also your awareness plan. So now that I know who I am and how I want to present myself, anytime that I tweet or put something on LinkedIn or share a blog with Rich or whatever, it's gonna carry over with that branding. And I'm just trying to get my message out there so that, again, when somebody does a search, they find me. Digital marketing is gonna be how we're gonna generate the demand for your product. It's gonna be how you demonstrate your expertise. You demonstrate your expertise through blogging, through the articles you share, for example. And digital marketing gosh, that is a really long sentence, that's bad marketing. How you will be the person the company has thought of when your client or prospect wants to find you. They Google, they find you, and that's your digital marketing. First thing you gotta do, we gotta know what your goals are. And I'm gonna guess that your goals are revenue, your goals are awareness, your goals are demonstrating expertise. Now, I'm not clairvoyant. That really should be all your goals, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we need money, but the only way that people are gonna find you is through awareness of your company and demonstrating your expertise on that awareness. But really make sure that you understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish from your company. You may be, I mean, we can add some other goals in there. You may be looking for investors because you're looking for funding. You may say, I have a product launch. And these are kind of secondary goals under these. But make sure you know what it is that we're trying to do with your company, so that when you start going out and talking about yourself, you're staying focused, right? You're not a Labrador with a ball. You're staying focused. Goodness, I'm so bad at this. Hold on a second. Cindy said, don't say that about yourself. Sorry about that. We talked about goals. Oh yeah, the branding. I have all these little builds, sorry about that. Create that unique name for yourself. Like you said, know who you are. I know what I'm trying to present to the market. In addition to the fact that I'm approachable and I know marketing, I also want the market to know that I know tech. I can talk to engineers. I can understand what it is they're trying to say. I use Shaheen's so many times that yes, people get irritated with me, but I can do that and then turn that into a message. That's my branding. I hope that's what people see me as. But understand what it is that your product is doing. And then you have members of your organization that work for you that support that you've hired, that are founders, and they also support that branding. So you have your marketing person who really understands the technology that you're doing and can talk to the different markets. You have your engineering person who really understands the product and how to make it work. So this is kind of a concept of your overall company branding. I mentioned keywords because keywords are important. When you understand what that is, if your technology is shared memory cache coherent, that's a keyword, actually. Or and to take that a step further, if shared memory cache coherent is being used for predictive analysis in smart cities. Predictive analysis in smart cities are your keywords. So think about not only what your product does, but how it gets used. And know those keywords and use them when you in your different communications, which we'll get to in a minute. Social media, we got all kinds of nice little logos. So unfortunately, you have to be on social media. I'm really sorry to deliver this news for you, but you really need to be there. LinkedIn you need to be on LinkedIn. Your company needs to be on LinkedIn. Your employees who are on LinkedIn, they need to be there. They need to have good profile pictures. They need to be using these same keywords we talked about. They need to have a professional presence on LinkedIn. And if your employees or your founders or your coworkers, colleagues, whatever we want to call them, if they don't have that, you need to have them fix that because it is going to reflect your company. Because anybody before they buy, they're going to go out to LinkedIn and they're going to learn all about you. And then they're going to click over to your website and they're going to learn all about you. But back to social media. Twitter, yeah, you kind of have to do that too. Although I was actually having lunch with a colleague of mine who does marketing in the same space, and Twitter's just wearing us out. But I think you kind of need to be there. You got to be out there and you got to tweet. But it definitely is wearing me out because I just cannot keep up with all the noise. So I'm seeing a big trend to Facebook, which I do get a lot, you're nodding, thank you. I do get some pushback on that, but I really, so there was an article, I don't know, earlier this year about how our kids are leaving Facebook because they're tired of mom and dad and grandma and grandpa seeing everything they're doing. They've gone off to something that goes out their post and goes away in a nanosecond. So actually Facebook is becoming a news feed. And it has been for me for a while. It's my newsfeed. I go out there. In addition to dogs and restaurants and vacations, I do follow a number of companies. And your newsfeeds and what you post on Facebook is out there. And I'm encouraging my clients to post on Facebook because that is the humanizing side of you. You're going to continue to post. We're going to share different kinds of, this one. We're going to share different kinds of content on all of your social platforms, your I call it third-party content. So a news story I've read that I think is applicable out to my market. It's, for me, a lot of mine have to do with different marketing techniques. Yours would be, go back to my example of my shared memory, cache coherent shared memory, and my smart city example. They're sharing articles about smart cities or how big data is being used. And when you want to look for third-party content that you find interesting, because if you find it interesting, it's probably interesting relative to your company. And if it's not, we have a different conversation about trying to find another job. But that's a joke. And but you want to find that third-party content because it shows that you. When I share this article on, let's say, going back to my customer who works with smart cities, when they start sharing content on how big data is being used and different how this market is moving forward, it's showing their expertise that they understand the market, and that's what we're trying to do out on these social platforms. You're not only going to share it on your LinkedIn and Facebook, and you're going to tweet it out because you have to, but go ahead and throw it on your website. Throw it on your website in a feature section saying, here's a bunch of articles that I found. The point is that I will never know where you all go to find information about me. Do you follow me on Twitter? Do you look for my articles on Facebook? Do you go on LinkedIn? Or do you go to my website? So I need to be in all of it. So my articles and my expertise needs to be demonstrated in all of those places. Original content. This one's the tough one because I don't know why I can't get engineers to write. What, you guys don't like writing things? And that's another joke because I know you guys hate to write. So we need to be finding ways to do original content. Now, I will never advocate that we need tons and tons and tons of content, right? I don't believe in that, actually. You have a white paper, and it's a long white paper. You turn that one white paper into multiple shorter, 400, 500, 600 word blogs, whatever. That's your original content. You throw that out, you share it on LinkedIn posts, for example. You put it on your website. You put a link to download the longer white paper, which is what you want people to do. But the point is that we need to find original content. We need to create this original content, and you do need to be sharing that because we can't share all just third party because then people are getting bored of reading your stuff. And then now that we have a combination of third party content and original content, we need to engage. So when you post it out there, you need to go look and see if somebody liked it. If they liked it, you say thank you. If they shared it, you say thank you. If they commented, you comment back. So social media, and this is true on your website. It's social media, it's on your website, it's wherever people are talking to you, and they're talking to you in these different platforms. Email. If they send you an email, you're going to respond. But if they respond to something you posted on a social platform on your website, you need to respond to them likewise there. It's about the engagement. It's about building those relationships. It's about them seeing you as a human, as another person. And so let's talk a little bit about the website because bad websites are bad. You know, I can just tell you right here. They make sure you're using your keywords because the whole point of having a website is so that people find you. Make sure that your homepage is visually friendly. And what I mean is I would go to a lot of websites and the homepage is just so many words. Then I don't think that I'm that much different from most other people either in this room and in this industry, but I get bored. I mean, after about, if I don't get your point from the very first headline, as Shaheen and talked, if I don't get your point from your first headline, I'm not staying on your website. And you don't, especially on a homepage, do not put everything under the sun on the homepage. Oh, I thought that was a question. Okay, I'll go fast. Do not put everything on the homepage. Put enough information so that they know your value proposition, as Shaheen had talked about. They know why they want to stay on your website, and go ahead and click deeper to find your content. And this, I've heard this, the marketing people may know, I just heard Google's like, if you're not mobile friendly, you're just dropping in the search rankings. I think there was a recent article on that. Yeah. So, not that I really think that I'm gonna be going on, anybody's gonna go on their mobile device to Google you, but make sure your website's mobile friendly, and most of them are. Most WordPress sites automatically do that. Some other ideas that you can do is to expand your digital presence. Online ads, so that is talking to somebody like Rich, either pitching to him, or buying a banner content, and that all of that supports. That's just putting you in another spot that people will find you. Social media. So I touched on a little bit that it takes a lot of time. I actually have somebody sitting back in the room. Hi, Chris. Who helps me with my social media, frankly. So I know I'm a marketing person. Now I set the strategy and I write a lot of the things, but I have to have help doing it because I can't keep up with that. Many of my customers, they have engaged me to do that, to help them keep that social presence. So get your teenager to help make sure that your stuff is getting posted and that they're checking for engagement, something. But get some help, because your business is your product. Your business is your technology. Your business is not to be out there making sure that your online presence is attended to. So do ask for things like help. Keep the communications like email and newsletters. I'm not a fan of email campaigns anymore because that goes back to that push marketing. I just don't think that people want to be bothered with an email. I do still like newsletters. I think it's a really good medium to keep your name front of mind to your customers. So do send a newsletter with really interesting things and pictures of dogs if you like dogs, or whatever you think is going to make somebody click on it. But let them get to know you and keep you front of mind. Videos and podcasts, I'm on the fence with that. I think some people really like to watch videos. Me personally, I'm multitasking. I'm typically on a call and then I'm catching up on my news. So I can't be watching a video or listening to a podcast. So I actually use both mediums, so you really need both. And be really careful of this ebooks and infographics. They are very valuable. You can take that content and use it all over the place. They are extremely time consuming to put together, but if you have the time and you have people who can help you with that, that's a really valuable tool to be used in your overall marketing. So finally, to close out, some best practices. Is it gonna keep building? Shaheen, my new, let's see.
Oh, your new PowerPoint.
Yeah, I upgraded to the new OS. Look at that, it's so buggy. This is a little buggy. I don't understand why Apple and Microsoft just can't get along, seriously. Or Google, y'all are making me crazy. But the best practice is keep a consistent, I know that has nothing to do with this topic, but keep a consistent online presence. Take one piece of content. You don't have to create lots of it, but you can take one piece of content. You could take a data sheet and turn even portions of that into a blog, into a Twitter, which is called a microblog. You can put portions of your data sheet as a reminder on your Facebook or your LinkedIn so that it's hitting your news feeds. But get that one piece of content and use it to death. Kind of check your results. Go out there and look and see who's clicking through on look at your Google Analytics. Check out who's clicking through on your different social media pages, who's sharing. I had an example where I was working with a client and they're based in Europe. So first couple months of social media, we did things on US time. And then we got this bright idea, well, goodness, they're a European company. I think we should be doing more on European time. Our stats just hit the dirt. So we went back to posting at US time. So, and we did that by watching the results, because this is not a science. I mean, this is a try it, adjust, and redo it. Be yourself. We want our online, people buy from people. And you need to be yourself, you need to be letting that show through, and coming back to the branding. Once you define what you want people to think of you and your company, make sure that that's reflected in what you post. And don't be afraid to start. You just go out there and start small. Maybe just do some tweets. Maybe just do your LinkedIn page and share some articles. Whatever you do, keep at it. And you can start with a little bit. And I unfortunately have to leave, but I will be around the trade show floor. You guys have my email. I'd be more than happy to talk to any of you in this more detail about what you're doing and give you some advice on what you could be doing better or instead. So feel free to contact me, and I'm serious. That's it.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.